understand that succession planning involves defining success through the next generation, but involves leadership and ownership, certainly. It involves management and managers and employees of the business. And for most of our clients, involves family. And sometimes, most of the time, that's immediate family, lineal family. But often that can be others who are not blood related, but consider family. They've been together for a lifetime in partnership, and they have chosen to be together and are choosing to continue together as partners for reasons beyond money. So we've got a broad perspective of family, but we do know we need to that all of those main pieces are the pillars of what succession rests on, and then we look through specifically through a lens at what we call the succession matrix, but it starts with owner motivation and perspective. So what is their viewpoint on how they've gotten where they've gotten, and what's important to them going forward? What do they really want to have happen? What's the vision for the future look like? And how does that relate, to the people in the business, their family in the business, the way that it's the way the business is structured, the way the business is currently performing is critical. We know that it needs to be firing on all cylinders to transition to the next generation. We're going to look at, as we've mentioned in previous episodes, estate planning as a sort of foundational basis to drive and ensure that the succession planning is achievable. And then, bench strength. What's the next generation or next level of sort of leadership look like? How robust is it? Do we have gaps there? What's the strategic plan for the business? Is there strategic planning? For a lot of our clients, the vision, mission, values, and the strategic plan is all them and has been them, and that's obviously worked really well. And we don't want to change that. What we want to do is, we know that it's important to define that and get it out there so we can drive it through the next generation too. And then certainly, do we have successors? Who are they? What do they look like? What's their background? What are their kind of attitudes about being involved? What's the governance like? We know that we're going to need some family governance. What are the family dynamics, relationships? These tightly wound knots. How are they impacting areas of the business and the leadership and motivation and perspective? As I think I mentioned in a previous episode, it's all interrelated, interdependent, and connected. And if we pull a thread in one area to untie a knot, it's going to have an impact on another. And so that's sort of that's our world and how we look at succession. The way that we work through it is we work in 3 different phases. The first phase is really it's essentially a gap analysis. We want to come in and look at open kimono, every area of the business, the documentation, the estate planning. We want to talk with certainly ownership, any family members involved. You mentioned talking to key managers and GMs to get an idea of the value of the business, and certainly when we do the same thing, we want to talk with the people that are responsible for the success today and who are important going forward, and it helps us understand, certainly get a better understanding of the fabric of the business, but also understand who they are and their goals and what motivates them. We know that they're important, so what motivates them? What are they looking to aspire to and achieve? And so we do that on the front end. It's a where are you today? We'll kind of open kimono. Let's take a look at all these different areas and identify what's working, what could be working better, where the gaps are, and our thoughts on how to move out and improve in those areas. That process takes usually around 8 weeks or so, plus or minus a couple weeks, depending on the scope of the work. And then it's our goal in that phase 1 process to earn the confidence of our clients that we've called it accurately, and we're the right people to help develop the plan and implement the plan, which is the phase 2. It's okay, now we're going to get very specific, and we're going to move out in these different areas and start pushing things forward, bring in other advisors as necessary, work with their current team of advisors to get things done on the estate planning side, on the valuation side, on the shareholders agreement structure side. And that takes usually close to a couple of years of really rolling our sleeves up and moving out. And then we're very fortunate to have a number of clients that we've been working with for the better part of past five decades now. So we've got quite a few that we've been working with for a long time. The engagements look different depending on who those clients are. For some, we're facilitating their board of directors meetings on a monthly basis. For others, we're connecting with them a couple of times a year to address issues, changes, just different things under circumstances that have evolved.